what if you had the most passionate and skilled hygienist, receptionist, chairside
Assistant.
in the state on your team? Associate. What did you say, Colin?
Assistant. Yeah, you said
Yeah.
it.
What if you had the most passionate and skilled person in every single role in your practice when it came down to an all-star team? How would your practice be performing if you had that level of the absolute best of the best where you're located? Well, that's why we want to grow our people. It's not about the fact that they're good. How do I continue to contribute to them and turn them into great people?
Yep.
And when we do that, guys, that's where we actually create a high level of loyalty in our team members. I think a lot of practice leaders, what they've said to us a lot is, well, if I go in there and start doing this, I'm going to frustrate some people and I'm going to lose them. And I don't want to cut my nose off to spite my face. Well, it's actually the opposite. When we care about our team members and we actually want to invest in them and grow in them and grow them because they're growing our practice and they're helping to grow the impact that our practice is having on the community, and we want to keep that balance. When we do that, they're actually more loyal to us as leaders and to the practice and the role that plays. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to stay forever, but they're definitely going to stay a lot longer when we invest in this kind of activity to get them up to that level. And again, it's not just about, are they doing good? Are they the best in your area yet? And if they're not, how can you find the one thing over the next 30 days that they can focus on to start getting towards that?
Yep.
All right. And then the last piece of this here, most of our people, one of the things I want you guys to see, I saw this in my own leadership and we've seen this in practices. When you go through and you start doing this and you start trying to grow your team up, you actually very rarely have to grow them out if you do this effectively. And I mean very rarely, because most of our people are more than happy to align to our approach.
Yeah.
They're happy to grow in the way that we're asking them to. So I mean, look at these values here. This is an actual example of a practice that we work with. Okay. This is one of their approach poster. The vast majority of his team was more than happy to align to strive for greatness. Yeah, that actually sounds good. I would like to. I would love to figure that out. I would love to live my life that way. Can you help me with that? Absolutely. The vast majority of his people wanted to be passionate about their work while they were at work. The vast majority of them wanted to invest in the team environment and focus on a team effort. They wanted to be there for one another. If somebody needed to take a day off, they all banded together to make sure everything was going to be okay. And then they knew when they had to take a day off, they didn't need to feel guilty for it because they knew that their sisters were going to come together and make it all okay. They were happy to align with being patient-centric. Our team wants to align to this stuff. That's not the problem. They just need the clarity of what it is that you're looking for. And you can kind of see this format that we have. This is a whole process that we take practices through to make sure we get full clarity on what this is so they don't have to read your mind. How do we unpack this stuff from your brain so that we can effectively translate it over to them in a way where they can comprehend it? And then you just need to provide further clarity and mentorship. And that's what we're talking about when it comes to growing your team up or out. We want to grow them into the very best they can be ultimately, because the more you grow your team, each individual member and the team as a whole, the more your practice is naturally going to grow, because you have more talented people, more capable people identifying and addressing the problems that your practice is facing that's keeping it from getting to the next level. And it's not all on your shoulders. And that's why we talk about the team-driven practice, because if it's on your shoulders, you can't drag everybody through the mud, especially when your practice gets to a certain size. And even if you're not dragging everybody through the mud, if you're dragging some people through the mud, it's just making it slower. So if your practice is growing, but still not at the level that it can, this stuff is really, or should be, this stuff is really important. Our analogy is we want the team to be running faster than you, and you're just trying to keep up. You come into the front office meeting and they already have reports built out. They already understand, hey, yeah, we're down in this area, but here's why. We've already gone in dental intel, pulled this data. We're seeing this, and that. And you're just trying to catch up to them. Wow. I didn't even realize dental intel had that report. Remember, Derek? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Derek was a data head. Derek loved data. That was his thing. And I didn't even realize dental intel had that report. That's fantastic. Thank you. This is great. Scratching his head. Holy crap. I better get my game up here. That's the world that we want to create. That's the world that you guys should absolutely be able to get to in your practice.